Good morning, dear students. Let us begin our science class. Today, we are going to learn about 5 layers of the atmosphere. An invisible blanket of air around the earth is called the atmosphere. Atmosphere keeps the earth warm and safe. The atmosphere is thick layer near the surface of the earth. Atmosphere gets thinner as we go higher into the space. The atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. The lowermost troposphere, then stratosphere, then mesosphere, then thermospheres, and the outermost exospheres. Now let us study about each layer. Troposphere, the lowest layer, closest to the earth. The prefix tropo means change in which gases form mixture and weather is constantly changing. It is closest to the earth's surface. It extends 10 to 15 km above the surface of the earth. You can see here it extends from 6 to 20 km above the surface of the earth, even above the Mount Everest. It contains nearly 80% mass of the atmosphere. Air is densest in this lowest layer of troposphere. It contains approximately 99% of water vapor in the Earth's entire atmosphere. All living organisms live in this layer of troposphere. It provides oxygen that living organisms can breathe. Clouds, rain, snow, birds fly, all takes place in troposphere. Pollution collects are also in troposphere. Noise pollution, water pollution, land pollution, air pollution all collects in troposphere layer. Troposphere regulates the air temperature. Earth's surface is warmer. The higher the altitude, the colder it is. As we go high, the temperature drops. All weather changes take place in the troposphere. We can summarize troposphere. The troposphere is where all weather occurs. It is the closest layer to the Earth's surface. It is the layer we live in. Higher altitude means colder temperature, and it extends up to 10 miles. The second layer above troposphere is stratosphere. It measures from 10 km to 20 km. Stratosphere is just above troposphere. It is nearly 35 km thick. It contains a gas called ozone. Stratosphere, in this layer, temperature increases with altitude. The ozone layer occurs in the stratosphere. Ozone is 3 oxygen atom, O3. Ozone absorbs most of the ultraviolet radiation from the sun. So very protective layer. Stratosphere with ozone layer. You can see here Earth with troposphere, the closest layer, and stratosphere with ozone layer protecting the Earth. Ozone acts like a shield and protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiation of the sun. You can see here in this picture, see ultraviolet C, B, A, all these are radiations coming from sun, and this ozone layer is protecting ultraviolet rays from coming to the earth. Ozone absorbs the ultraviolet radiation and prevents it from reaching the earth. Ultraviolet radiation can cause sunburns, irritation of eyes, and skin cancer. So it is very important to we should have ozone layer so that we are protected from ultraviolet radiations. You can see here again the explanation of ultraviolet radiation, how they are reversed back into the atmosphere, and this ozone layer does not allow the ultraviolet light to penetrate and come to earth. Stratosphere is the second lowest layer above the troposphere. It contains the ozone layer which protects against the ultraviolet radiation of sun. Some jet aircraft travel in the stratosphere, a calm, dry layer with very little water. Weather. It contains 19% of atmospheric mass. Troposphere and stratosphere together contains 99% of the mass. Now let us see the third layer. It is in the center, mesosphere. Greek mesosphere means middle sphere. You can see troposphere, stratosphere, then comes mesosphere, and above mesosphere is thermosphere and exosphere. So it is exactly in the middle. The vast majority of meteorites and space debris means the waste, burns up in mesosphere. It is the third layer of the atmosphere. It extends from the height of 65 to 85 kilometer. This is the range of mesosphere. There is presence of atmospheric tides and planetary waves in mesosphere. The boundary between the mesosphere and thermosphere is called ionosphere. Nitrogen and oxygen atoms in this region absorb harmful solar energy and become ionized, means charged. These ions radiate energy and create auroras, northern and southern lights that are seen near the poles. Mesosphere is the coldest layer of the atmosphere. It contains very little quantities of oxygen, ozone and water vapor. It contains fairly high amount of iron and other metallic particles. Now let us come to the fourth layer, thermosphere. The prefix thermo means heat. This is the layer with the highest temperature. Most of the satellites orbiting the earth are located in thermosphere. The aurora of northern lights and southern lights occur in thermosphere. This is the hottest layer, and northern lights and southern lights occur in this layer. It is the largest layer of the atmosphere. The thermosphere is directly above mesosphere and below the exosphere. The boundary between the thermosphere and exosphere is thermopause. It is between 90 km to 500 km, which may extend to 1000 km. The last layer, exosphere. Greek word exosphere means outside sphere. You can see this is Earth and this is 10,000 km extension of exosphere. It is the traditional zone between the Earth's atmosphere and the outer space. The temperature is very high but is not felt as there are no particles which would get heated up. So temperature is normal. It is very thin. Thin conditions as good as vacuum. The exosphere begins about 500 miles above the Earth's surface and continues out about 18,000 miles. Only light hydrogen and helium atoms exist because of intense cosmic radiation. Temperature may range from 4,500 Fahrenheit to near absolute zero. It is only atmospheric layer that has a definite shape. Means exosphere has a definite shape. It extends from 500 km to 10,000 or to 18,000 km. We have just learned about the 5 layers of the atmosphere, be it troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and the outermost exosphere. Thank you, children.